I came here in 1972. I had been in the Himalayas, or the foothills of the Himalayas, with Ram Dass and Neem Karoli Baba and some other Indian saints that I had met. And three people told me on the street in India one week, you should go to Mount Shasta. So I thought for sure I should come here. And when I did, I camped on the mountain and I fasted, and I was looking for a way to get inside the mountain because I heard there was a secret entrance into the mountain where you could meet the masters. So I would go here and I would go there. Where was the door? Where would be a good place for a master to show up? Well, that never happened, but one morning I did wake up and there was someone talking to me that I couldn't see, but he knew all about me. And he told me where I was going to go over the next year. And that turned out later was the Ascended Master Saint Germain. So whenever you say I am, you call that through. That's the God energy coming through you to do something. And whatever you connect with I am is what you're bringing into your life. If you say I am peace, you start to become peaceful. If you say I am love, you start to feel that love and to generate that. So you can say I am humble. I am becoming more compassionate and understanding. And all of the so-called trouble that we have in life, all of the challenges, are really aspects of that God presence that is giving us opportunities to work on ourselves, to look within and say, what do I need to work on? If I'm angry at that person, that doesn't mean what they're doing is wrong or what they're doing is right, but what is my reaction to them? Do I have the awareness of God within me, or is that my human ego that's jealous or fearful or angry? So everything happens in life is an opportunity for our own growth. And if we can accept that, then we can get rid of the anger and impatience with others and really work on ourselves, developing the patience and the peace within ourselves and the compassion. Well, I remember one time my teacher, Pearl, was not feeling well. And she was living then in Wairika, and I was living in Mount Shasta toward the end of the last few years of her life. And I said, I imagined that I was standing by her bed, and I said, I am the presence of God blessing Pearl. And I held my hands out like this. I imagined rays of light were going down into her. And again, I said, I am the presence of God healing Pearl. Or I am the healing presence of God in action. And she phoned me the next day. I didn't tell her anything. She said, what were you doing at this certain time in the afternoon? And she said, I felt you standing by my bed, and immediately I started to feel better. So that was confirmation to me that the visualization and the affirmations were working. So affirmation has several parts. There's the thought, there's the feeling, and there's the spoken word, and then there's actually, you can have a physical action. So holding my hands up, having the thought of healing, sending the love out, saying the words, I am the healing presence of God in action. Those four together brought it through. So that was again proof to me that the affirmations were working. Well, it's very important for everyone, especially the young people, actually for all people, not to be seduced by all the conspiracies and the violence and the discord in the world. It's important to understand it so you can say, I am understanding why this is happening. I am being shown the inner workings of these things. I am being shown how these things have come about. I am being shown the truth. And let go of all expectations or anything that you have read, all these political dogmas. They all fall short of the truth. The inner truth is way beyond what most people comprehend. To see that it's all part of an unfolding of a divine drama. So each of us can ask, what is our role? What can we do about this? But it does not mean not to take action. You may still take action, but you have to do it from the sense of love, not from anger, resentment, or the desire for revenge. But to first be shown, what is it that I should do? I am being shown what to do. Sometimes the best thing is to just sit still and send out love. There are the great Mahasiddhas, or the great saints around the world, some living in the mountains, perhaps some in the cities, where their sole role is to just pour out unconditional love and light to the environment. Sometimes that is the best thing, because when you act out of anger, then you're creating more karma. When an enlightened being acts, they don't create karma, because they're acting out of the absolute divine necessity and inner guidance of the divine source. So again, to master one's attention is of utmost importance, not to be drawn in to all these theories and conspiracies that make you think you know the truth and you know who should do what. So again, what is our purpose in being here? To learn compassion for our fellow beings, and even to help the people that we think may be in error, to help them grow and mature and grow into their own divinity. But you just feel the rise and fall of your chest, and you can even just think in breath, out breath. Doesn't matter what your religion, you can use this. And if your mind goes to something, to some idea, you label that thinking. You just put the label on it, thought or thinking, and then come back to the breath, the in-breath and the out-breath. So gradually the thoughts come slower and slower, and you start to feel a sense of peace and stillness. And you realize that between the thoughts there's an empty space. And in that empty space, you start to realize the emptiness. You start to realize actually the oneness. It's an emptiness, but it's a fullness also. It's empty of human thought and human emotion, but it's full of God consciousness, or consciousness of the oneness. You feel the stillness, and you let your consciousness go out. Just expand out, 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 without limit. Imagine that there's a great light in the center of your being, like a sun, an inner sun, and your body is not a flesh body, it's crystalline, it's like a giant crystal, and that sunlight is filling every part of your body, and it's radiating through you out into space, and you keep expanding that light, and eventually you say, I am that light, and that light is God. And you'll just feel that presence, like when you feel love for somebody. And that light is the light of God. That love is the love of God. And keep expanding that light out, out, out. And then you can say, I am that light. I am the light of God, radiating out to bless all others. I serve the light. I live in the light. I am the light. Once you realize the true nature of reality within yourself, you see things in a new light. Perhaps the change that is required is within our own perceptions. From the beginning of time, I Am has been known as the secret name of God. Since we are made in the image and likeness of God, it is also our secret name, and in knowing how to tap into that true essence, we become creators, capable of miracles. The best joke is that we think this is all real, that this is all God's dream. The higher self, the I Am Presence, is the dreamer, and this is the dream. What we call reality is actually the dream. So it's a joke that we take this all so seriously, because someday we're going to wake up and realize it was all a dream. God wants to have fun. This is all God's play. So,
how do you bring out your inner child?
By loving others. That's the best way. But to do that, you have to love yourself. That's where it starts. Oh, my You're very wise. You learn a lot when you're that close to the ground, don't you? Yeah. You think people are crazy, huh?